Hello. Okay, so hear me out because I know that some people are going to see the thumbnail of this video and instantly be mad. But what I am putting together here is what I believe is a warning. I believe that what is coming is what I saw in the reading about the first indictment, because at that time we didn't know there was a second indictment looming. And I got certain things in that reading about events that were to come that have not transpired yet. So what I believe is that the second indictment is the trigger for those things beginning to happen. So essentially, I put this together. It is not an attack to Trump. I'm going to put a little intro in this video so that you can see my intentions behind my political reasons. This is not intended to be political. This is intended to show you a marker of what's happening on the surface, because it will affect your personal life, allegedly, my opinion. If what I believe is coming unfolds, it is not just going to be something that you watch on your television. It is going to be something that will affect you in your daily life in some way. This video, if you're able to look past politics and just look at the fact that what is happening here is I am just presenting to you what is being seen versus what is unseen happening at the same time, allegedly my opinion. You can get mad that this is politically related and leave and not learn anything. And I wish that that was not the case, but there's nothing I can do to stop you. But this is for those with eyes to see. And what you're going to see is clips from my previous energy readings. And it will lead us towards my reading about the first indictment, in which I believe that information is actually pertaining to this indictment that is unfolding now. I hope that you stick around, because my intentions behind this are not to get political with you. My intentions behind this are to show you that this is going to start affecting your life, everyone, even if you're not in the United States, very soon. And I just want to show you what I see. So I hope that the audience that is listening to this is the right one to receive it so that we can be prepared. Please look past the politics and listen to the information being presented. That is all I ask. When I do politic-related readings, it's never to give my bias or to pick a side, and that's not why I'm doing them. I know that people have said, well, why are you focusing on Trump readings? Why do you keep having Trump readings? Why not Biden readings? Because Biden is the distraction. When I do political readings, it's not to pick on anyone, and it's not even to show you who you should or should not support. It's not. It's just to show you this is what is going on, and this is why it should be important to you. Can't avoid that part of my mission and still show you the entirety of what I'm trying to show you. I'm not going to tell you what you should believe, but please know that if I'm focusing on something, over focusing on something else, it's for a reason. And in this example, I've done a couple readings on Trump, and I'm going to show you again soon another video of how things are kind of unfolding, I believe. And that's not to say don't focus on Biden, focus on Trump. But it is to say energetically, that's what I'm focusing on right now, because that is the distraction. So I'm not going to sit here and focus on the distraction, because that allows it to be a further distraction. I'm trying to show you what I feel like needs to be focused on. And that's not to say you should like Trump or not like Trump. So I was just about to say I'm going to wrap this up now, but this card is sitting here and it really stuck out to me. Oh, okay. And this is the one that's underneath of it. It was just like sitting in the pile. Anyway, what this one was making me think of was Trump's upcoming hearings So I just want to pull a couple cards and just see what we get in terms of what can we look for or expect. Judgment in reverse, unfinished lessons, Four of Swords in reverse, preparing to take some kind of major action. This is giving me the image of, okay, full transparency. This is giving me the image of, we warned you to sit down and shut up and you didn't, so now we're coming for you. That's what the image is giving me.
Breaking news, Donald Trump becoming the first former president in history to face federal charges. CBS News confirming tonight he has been indicted for allegedly mishandling hundreds of classified documents.
Some kind of negotiation. Queen of Pentacles. Some kind of behind the scenes negotiation.
And a former top aide to President Trump, Taylor Budovich, testified before a federal grand jury about classified documents at Mr. Trump's Florida estate. On Twitter, Budovich said, quote, "I fulfilled a legal obligation to testify, and I answered every question honestly."
So you have the Trump aide today, and then you have the Mark Meadows thing. You also, Garrett, have appearances by the Secret Service agent before the grand jury as well?
That's right, Jose. We were able to confirm that more than a dozen Secret Service agents as part of Donald Trump's detail have also testified before the grand jury. Again,
Queen of Pentacles reversed. Somebody's going to testify against Trump or something, and it's going to be almost obvious that they were just paid off to say something. Which, anybody could probably guess that, but that's going to happen soon.
New York Times is reporting that Mark Meadows, former chief of staff, has testified before the federal grand jury. But this is a significant development. Quoting from the Times, Meadows was around for pivotal moments leading up to and after the 2020 election as Trump plotted to stay in office and thwart Joe Biden from being sworn in to succeed him.
You screwed me over once, I gave you another chance, we were cool, and now, boom, out of nowhere, it's like, you were obviously paid to do this. It's going to be something like that.
Pence going into detail unlike ever before on what happened behind the scenes of that assignment, revealing what Pence says Trump said to him before Pence certified the results of the 2020 election.
Anyone who puts themselves over the Constitution should never be president of the United States.
And that isn't important in and of itself, but it marks the beginning of whatever this is about to be. So we told you to sit down and shut up, you didn't, so now this is being put in motion.
New details about that second grand jury that's been meeting in the Trump classified documents investigation.
Temperance and Four of Wands reversed. Are they able to like tell Trump he's not allowed to run? I'm curious, what would it take? How do I put this? What would have to happen court-wise so that Trump would not be able to run in the next election? Because whatever that is, it's either going to happen or it's going to get very close. It's going to be something about like ballots that's going to be coming up soon.
Allen v. Mulligan, walk us through what was at stake here and kind of break down the two different parts. What does this mean specifically for voters, black voters in Alabama, and what does it mean big picture for the Voting Rights Act?
For many years, the test to challenge whether or not a voting map or redistricting violated the law was whether or not there was a discriminatory intent. You couldn't just use a discriminatory impact. And the rationale was if you only test this inequity by a discriminatory impact, then potentially you could challenge every single voting situation, or excuse me, voting map drawing, every single redistricting, simply based on a discriminatory impact. So the courts came up with a test that they now apply, which is a three-part test. Number one, you have to show that you have a large group of a minority, whatever it may be. Number two, you have to show, and this is interesting, that that large group, that minority group, votes similarly. And then thirdly, you have to show that there is a white group in the area that also votes similarly. So that is the test that needs to be applied. So it's not just strictly, is there a discriminatory effect, but you have to show something more than that. And in this case, rather as a surprise, the Supreme Court concluded that they did meet that standard, or more precisely, that the district court, the lower court's decision that that test was met, was upheld by the Supreme Court.
I don't know if you could hear that. Probably not, because I have the microphone thing in. But there was just a bee. It like flew into my window, like, and every once in a while it'll fly in once to the window because my trash cans are down there. I guess that's why. Anyway, but it just flew like a bunch of times, and that felt important. Like it just hit, boom, 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 boom. It's almost like there's going to be like a domino effect of like, now that they have Pence to be in the running, there's going to be like news about Trump, news about Trump, news about Trump. And it's going to be like everything kind of domino effect. But it was waiting for Pence to announce his running. Something's being set up. That's weird. Four of Wands reverse. It's almost like Trump's gonna have to fight to still be able to even be on the ballot or something. I'm gonna pull some of these to clarify. Judgment in reverse. So this is the unfinished lesson. Outer space in reverse. Stuff that should be kept private that wasn't. You should know better. Oh, Trump's gonna say something they really don't want him to say.
Here's a question for you. Just how far are the radical left and inside the Beltway bandits willing to go to stop him? We all know they hate him for winning the fight to protect life, for exposing their deep state, for draining their precious swamp. And they already know he'll crush Biden. So like a pack of rabid wolves, they attack. So let's impeach him. Let's get tainted radical left prosecutors to charge him. Let's conspire with Hillary and the FBI with fake stories about him. All to distract from Biden's incompetence, weakness, and money-grabbing corruption. But here's the thing. He'll never blink. That's called having the courage of your convictions. And it's why he's our president.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
The Emperor reversed. Trump may call someone out directly. It's like that happens, and then something that's what pushes the dominoes over. It's like, we told you not to say that. We told you not to take it there. And then, boom, now you're going to see what we actually have on you or something. I wonder if he does that on purpose to bait them. Like, might as well get it over now before it's closer to the election. They're getting ready to do something, getting ready to put some kind of plan in action. Family in reverse. Someone that we still at this point don't expect to turn on Trump is about to turn on Trump in a big way. Someone who hasn't yet, though. Somebody who hasn't yet and that you wouldn't expect to. So this is about some kind of negotiation that's going on behind the scenes, I was going to say. This is in reverse, behind the scenes. Pull one from this side, see what we get. Oh, that's good. New World Order in reverse. So evil in reverse, New World Order in reverse. Going to be some kind of negotiation behind closed doors. Natural disaster in reverse. So the man-made disaster. A man-made disaster that transpires because of some shady deal made behind the scenes that has something to do with that domino effect thing for Trump. Temperance is restoring the balance. Restoring the balance of there's going to be something that increases power because of some kind of event that is the result of people reacting to this happening. Deep state in reverse. Four Wands in reverse is kind of like you're seeing the outside of the house and you're seeing the inside of the house. Inside out. It's like a purposeful exposure of certain people's dirty deeds. It's, you know what it is? It's beginning to cut the low-hanging fruit. We need to sacrifice some people to make it look like we're getting rid of the bad people as like a password to the reading. Oh. Operation Mockingbird, government-controlled media. He's not surprised that this is actually happening. However, at the same time, there is some element of this that someone turned on him or gave information that kind of made it more solid. So it's almost like he was aware that it was in the works to happen, the indictment. And then after he came into the knowledge that it was like truly in the works, between then and now, there's also been an additional person who's turned on him with some kind of information or proof of something. In terms of something that Trump or his team manipulated. So that could be, you know, the hush money. It could be like documents or something. Like there's this feeling of, okay, I know this indictment's gonna happen. And then after I come to know that, someone comes forward with additional proof of some kind of manipulated element of what was already in play, but like it adds to what they already had. Then we have the Four of Swords and Three of Cups, which is like, it's someone's been working very hard behind the scenes to try and get close enough to certain people that are close to Trump to get this information that they gave forth about manipulation. So like essentially a mole. Like there's been an additional mole that has come out since Trump first came into the knowledge of, I'm going to be indicted for this. Then boom, I also found out about a mole in that time period. But Four of Swords reversed and Three of Cups reversed. Three of Cups reversed is like a scandal and like independent. It's almost like someone baited him. Like someone got close to someone that's close to Trump, and the intention the entire time was to get close enough to get a specific piece of information. So there's going to be a big shakeup or a big revelation or a big dismantling of something to rebuild something else. I'm not holding back anymore. I'm just gonna do it. Also, that's getting help. So someone will step in to help Trump that we don't expect to like go to bat for him. Like someone where you'll be like, wait a minute, what? Page of Wands and 8 of Pentacles. Just like someone has something to gain with his downfall, someone else is looking at it as, oh, I can actually have some kind of gain or at least some excitement in my life from going to bat for him. Why though? King of Cups. If it's a female, it's like some weird fantasy of like rescuing the person in trouble. And if it's a male, it's like, I see that I could have been in this spot, or this could have been me, so I'm gonna help him or something. Somebody took some kind of shortcut or avoided doing part of their job. Like if somebody said, oh, go interview Trump and make sure he signs this paper, it would be like if they interviewed him but never had him sign the paper, and now he's going to use that I didn't sign the paper part. Or like somebody cut some kind of corner, but like it hasn't been made public yet, but he's going to make it public because he's going to use it to his benefit at the right time. Seven of Wands reversed. It's one of those situations where like I'll admit that I did this little thing wrong so that we ignore the bigger thing that I did wrong, because it looks like if I admit it to this little thing, then there's no big thing to look at. But I don't know if that's coming from Trump or from the person who's up against him, like going after him. Because it may be their energy. Like if they're willing to admit that they did something little wrong, but they actually did something big wrong, and Trump knows about the big thing and he brings it out at the right time. Yeah, Seven of Swords reversed, getting caught in something. I feel like this court case is gonna seem like it's Trump up against like a shadow person, that like you feel like there's this one entity that's just going after him, but this person doesn't make themselves known. They're making it seem like they are the court, but it's really this person that's pushing it. Seven of Cups is like disarray, clouded judgment, not making the best decisions. Three of Swords is like we're triggered, so we're not making the best decisions. There's going to be some kind of Hanged Man, self-sacrifice, and King of Wands. Oh. Yeah, there's going to be some kind of, I don't know how to even explain it, because it's not a protest. It's like, the Sun. It's like a bunch of adults having temper tantrums. I don't know how to explain it. It's not reading like protest to me. It's reading like, I don't know, a bunch of adults getting together and having a giant temper tantrum on behalf of Trump. But that's not a good idea, so don't do that if that's you. Look over here, not over here. It's also, yeah, Two of Cups reversed. It's almost like there's a group that has an adult temper tantrum, and then there's another group that's like opposite of them, and something bad happens between these two groups. I don't know if this is going to be Tuesday or if it's like Tuesday's paving the path for it to happen. It almost may even be like the same group, and then some people in the group take it too far, and then the group starts going after itself. I don't know, but if you're considering going out and being involved in like a group that seems like it may be throwing an adult temper tantrum, no matter how passionate you feel about it, I would advise against it, because it's either purposely brewing up to something or there's something that's going to happen. Okay, so here's where this gets a little bit interesting, because the next section of clips that I'm about to show you are from a reading that I did about Trump's indictment. Now, at that time, I did not know that there was going to be a second indictment. No one knew that. So what I'm really interested in right now is how much of that reading is going to actually play out after this indictment. I do feel as though the pieces of that reading that didn't happen yet are being pushed to happen now. So just pay very close attention to this next section of clips, because it's referencing Trump's indictment, and that just happened again. So all of these things can be rising back up to the surface now, and that can be very important. Death. Off to an interesting start. Imprisonment in reverse. So the ending of something, but not prison. Royalty. Hidden privileged information. Alive. So it's the complete ending of something, but not imprisonment. There's going to be protected information that is the focus, or that comes out. Sorry, that's my son. But I almost feel like Trump is going to be satisfied with the outcome of at least tomorrow's portion of it. Like, I see him kind of like walking away. Oh. Healing, crime of passion in reverse, boat, revenge in reverse. Let me just see what the last one in this row will be. Reptilian. It's going to be a complete ending of something. Maybe the ending of some kind of illusion, the ending of some kind of facade, the ending of some kind of connection, the ending of some kind of relationship. Imprisonment came out in reverse, so I don't see him going to prison tomorrow. I don't know if that's like actually an option or not, but I don't see that happening. We have death, imprisonment reversed, and then royalty. So the fact that imprisonment reversed is surrounded by death and royalty, I am feeling as though it may not go as bad as Trump is thinking. Like, there may be some element of it that he's like, oh, haha, got this one over on you or something. But then royalty, hidden, and alive is like, there's some kind of private information that's not going to come out tomorrow, which I know that's kind of obvious. There's a lot that's not going to come out, but it's like something that Trump is expecting to come out that's not going to come out. And he's going to feel good about the fact that it didn't come out. But then we have healing, boat, and crime of passion in reverse. With revenge in reverse and reptilian. Vote widespread. It's weird because I'm seeing Trump be happy with the outcome or results, but other people not, just at the simple fact that he had to go in or something. Like, there's going to be groups, or like, I guess you could call it like little islands of people that, like, there'll be an island of people that are angry, and then surround it, there's people who are just fine. Revenge in reverse and reptilian. There's like a behind the scenes revenge plot in place that like is not going to be confirmed to have anything to do with this, but it is going to have something to do with this. There's like somebody setting up something big behind the scenes to get back at somebody for this specifically, but it won't be presented as that being the missing piece. Distraction in reverse. And that's under healing and imprisonment in reverse. And my ears are ringing really loud. Imprisonment, healing, distraction in reverse. Distraction gone wrong. God. Mountains. School in reverse. It's almost like there's some problem that's evaded for now, but it's going to come up later. And Trump thinks that it's gone because it didn't happen now, but it's like they're saving something for later. It's like if you go into a meeting and you expect somebody to yell at you for something big that you did, and they just focus on like some other little thing. So you're like, oh, do they not know about the big thing? Or like, are they not going to address this? Or like, do I not have to worry about that anymore? So now I think it's not going to get brought up, but it actually is later, and you're specifically saving it so that you can bring it up later. So it's like, it feels like a small win now, but you also are knowing that, okay, well, there's a chance that they're setting something up for later. But God, mountains, and school in reverse. It's almost like they hand Trump some kind of small win with the intention to lure him into some kind of trap. Oh, Two of Spades, a fight. A breakup, a fight, bad news, something sharp, a forced change. Ten of Clubs and Ace of Hearts, both reversed. So the 10 is like business and career and social prominence, and then the ace in reverse, well, ace upright is a happy home, but it was in reverse. Business and career, happy home. Six of Spades reversed and Nine of Diamonds reversed. So the six is like moving on or taking a rest. It's my phone's dying. It's the ending of something or transport. And then the 9 is like cutting through red tape. moving away from something, but it was in reverse. Moving towards something. Yeah, moving towards something. The point of this trial is not what it is. The point of this trial is to bait him into something else. Murdaugh, like how in the Murdaugh case, he was on trial for murder. So in order to try and get out of that, he had to admit to, and it didn't work obviously, but like in order to try and get out of that, he had to admit to the financial crimes. This is like that, but in less of an obvious way. This would be like if Murdaugh didn't realize that he had to admit to financial crimes until it was presented. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. It's like a cat and mouse game, like being baited into something, like backed into a corner. This has nothing to do with the actual Stormy Daniels thing, which I guess you could say is obvious, but like it literally has nothing to do with it at all. It's like when a cop knows that you're drunk or suspects that you're drunk but pulls you over for a taillight to check. This is like that. But baiting him into some specific corner that serves a purpose for later. Ace of Spades reversed. Yeah, new trouble or sorrow. Total upheaval. What can we expect from the time the trial or court session starts tomorrow until whenever? What can we expect? King of Cups reversed. Page of Wands reversed. Seven of Wands reversed. The World reversed. Queen of Wands reversed. King of Cups, Page of Wands, both reversed, is like, I'm actually happy with the results of this, but I'm gonna not show that. Is this televised? There's like something weird about if it's televised, there's something weird about it. Like a delay or something being cut out or cut off or something. I don't know what it is though. And then Seven of Wands reversed is like a very overwhelming energy. And then we have the World reverse, which can be like Queen of Wands reverse is the last one. The Seven of Wands, World, and Queen of Wands being the last cards doesn't make me feel great about what could happen. The Queen of Wands reverse is like an opposition, like fight back energy. The World being reversed is like the World being reversed is like not learning from last time. I think that is pointing towards what happened with like the Capitol, storming the Capitol in January. All right, I'm just gonna ask it. Is this gonna be a repeat of January 6th? Was it January 6th? Nine of Wands. It's going to be close in magnitude, but in a different way. Oh, islands. Oh. So take what happened in January with like storming the Capitol, take that, the same intensity, but divide it up into different areas of the country instead of in one place. I'm getting like the image of like a bunch of little volcanic eruptions, a bunch of little volcanic eruptions in different areas, as opposed to one stationary point. Hold on. I'm going to pull one card for Trump's energy tomorrow, one card for... So my last reading, I said it's like one person that's like kind of conspiring or flipping on him or something, that person's energy. And then one card for the energy of the people who are for Trump, like on his side, and the people who are against him. All right, so first is Trump's energy tomorrow. Revenge, but in reverse. Revenge, but in reverse. Yeah, it's revenge on him. He's on the receiving end of someone else's revengeful plot. It's also like, this is giving me like deer antler energy, and it was in reverse. So it's like, I already see this coming a mile away. You're not like, I'm not a deer in the headlights. I expected this. I saw this coming, which is the same thing I got in the last reading. The person who is the main person who's leading the charge against him that this is happening. Abraham, justice of pandemonium. Justice, truth, and duty. Huh. How literal should the exile, the forsaken soldier, strategy, failure, and trauma. It's someone that he used to be very close and work with that has flipped, and he doesn't know that that person flipped yet. Maybe he does now, but I don't think he really knows who it is yet that has given this additional information. How literal should we take the word pandemonium on this card? Justice of pandemonium. 9 of Pentacles and High Priestess reverse. Yes, pandemonium in a literal sense, but not yet. This is like the fire that ignites the pandemonium later. Okay, so if you take the January incident with the Capitol, and that is one ball of energy, then you split it like a pizza and spread it out throughout the country into little outbursts. That's what's going to be what happens tomorrow. And then eventually it's going to come back in together again, just as it was in January. And something will happen similar to that before the end of this trial. But tomorrow, it's the energy, but split into like slices here and there and here and there. drained and tired, but ready to stand by him, like stand by my man type of energy. I guess this is saying that the people who are for him, anything that happens tomorrow is not going to change their mind about that or challenge that. Like, if you're for Trump, you're not going to watch tomorrow and be like, oh, never mind, I'm against him now. Nothing will come out that would make that switch happen. Colorless angel, like the whole like drained of color, makes me feel like tomorrow's just going to kind of be like reiterating points that were already made, or like there's a horse on this card, so it's like beating a dead horse, kind of like, okay, how many times are you going to say this? Although it's the first appearance, so I don't really know how much that could be, but I guess that could mean it's just not any new information being revealed, or any surprising information, I guess you could say. Anti-Trump. What are anti-Trump people going to feel tomorrow? In reverse, martyr, matron of the blind, honesty, shame, and restitution. And it was in reverse. Blood on their hands. It was in reverse. People who are anti-Trump. Matron of the... It's interesting that both of these cards that came out were female cards. It's going to be triggering people's emotions on both sides. But this card has blood on the hand. Anti-Trump. It's almost like the other side that's against Trump is going to make some kind of fumble, but not everybody's going to catch it. But it's just enough to have the people who are anti-Trump be like, wait a minute. But not... Oh, 10 of Diamonds. This is like the nuclear bomb card. It's also like a lot of money. It's almost like maybe it will look like the state or whatever is paying people to say certain things, or like it may not look authentic, or like trying too hard type of energy. Like trying too hard about the wrong things. But what makes me nervous is this card is like crowds of people. This is crowds of people, and it came out to clarify this card with the blood on the hands. It's like not one big group. It's like not one area. It's like a bunch of areas where little things break out. I do see fights though. It's weird because they're like purposely started. Oh, Jack of Clubs. Or Jack of Spades. Is it possible that they could do like a state of emergency? Not from one big thing, but from like a bunch of little things. Like a nationwide state of emergency? Almost like a temporary test. Like we're going to test this out. And 10 of hearts, which is an antidote to fix something, and 4 of diamonds in reverse. A pleasant crowd is upright, but it was in reverse. And this is an antidote. This is no news, no change. I feel like there's going to be like a, maybe not a nationwide state of emergency, but maybe like a nationwide curfew or something. But it's not because of one place. It's like if you break up the same intensity that happened in January and you break it into slices like a pizza and you put one slice here, one slice there, one slice there. That's not literal, but it does mean something. Fraud in reverse. Witness in reverse. Huh. If there is any accidental deaths during this trial of someone who was supposed to testify and they die in like a weird way, it probably was on purpose. I'm not going to say what side it's coming from, though. I'm not getting into that, but this is going to be a very long thing, long trial, right? So at some point there will be a death that is on purpose but looks accidental. It's not Trump, though. Strangulation and murder-suicide in reverse. Interesting timing, because we were just talking about somebody being taken out so they don't say too much. I'm gonna pull 3 more cards and then we're wrapping this up for now, because I don't want to go down this road right now. Let's see what happens tomorrow. And then 2 of Cups reversed and the Star. A separation made public or brought to the attention of the public. A falling out between 2 parties, some kind of division between 2 groups. I'm just gonna, what can we know specifically about the assassination card? So the cards that I want clarification on, we got assassination, witness in reverse, fraud in reverse, strangulation upright, and Jeffrey Epstein in reverse. 3 cards about that. 3 of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, and 6 of Cups reversed. Yeah, I said before, it's like somebody that is like close to him or worked closely with him that he's not suspecting. But that's not the person that gets taken out. That's the person that takes somebody out. Trump, person behind the scenes against Trump. Trump doesn't know it's this person yet. He knows people are against him, but not this specific person. There's a third person that's going to testify. I'm assuming it's for Trump in some way. That person is not going to testify. They may go missing or pass away. And it's because of this person that's against Trump. Trump, middle person, this person. It's this person. That has something to do with why that middle person does not end up as a witness. It may be behind the scenes, like an investigator or something, or it may be someone who's like, I don't know, but I'm hearing that I need to stop. So I was trying to wrap this up in a way that makes sense, but I'm hearing that I need to stop. So yeah, okay. Talk to you soon.
And what the former president is actually looking at in terms of this criminal indictment.
It's easy to get caught up in the fact that this is unprecedented, that it's a former president facing federal charges, potentially sitting for trial before a judge he himself appointed. Unprecedented, it's easy to get fixating on that. But these charges here, in a vacuum, are just so serious. Obstruction, willful retention of national security secrets. His co-defendant, charged with making false statements to the FBI. In any context, this is serious stuff, and the top-line penalty would be decades in prison on some of these charges, individual charges, and $250,000 fines on each of these charges. This is as high as the federal government goes with prosecutions on classified records. We don't see cases bigger than this, at least not often. And it is a former president, so it's not happening in a vacuum. It's happening in modern-day America in a politically toxic environment. He'll face a judge Tuesday afternoon for an initial appearance at 3 p.m. in Miami, the federal courthouse in the Southern District of Florida, the largest courthouse in the Southern District of Florida. There will likely be an arraignment immediately after the initial appearance. He's likely to enter a not guilty plea then. They'll talk about some release conditions, potentially some bond matters. But in all, it should happen in just a few minutes. Then the real work starts, the months of hearings and filings toward a potential trial, one this nation has never seen before. And at this moment, the judges assigned to this case is Eileen Cannon, a Trump appointee who, we've heard her name before, was the judge who presided over the litigation, the challenges to the search warrant itself back in August 2022. She is the judge to whom this case is assigned, at least for now. And this begins before a magistrate or duty judge Tuesday before heading to her.